This is the biggest problem is you get in an RV and you just flush the toilet. You don't understand how to work the toilet because it doesn't work like a residential toilet. It's a stinky thing.
Angel Ladd with the RV Ladd in Wilton, California, Sacramento Valley. A profession, RV technician, owner, and mom. Years in business at 5 years. Licensed, previous types of jobs. Licensed optician, nanny, and secretary. Spouse is Joseph Ladd. Children are something no one knows. I am the oldest of 6 children. The rest shall remain a mystery until our 1-to-1. Okay. Key to success: encourage others to succeed and support them doing along the way.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am not a stranger to standing behind this, but I am standing behind to a bunch of adults. Really weird. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I know that we've had a lot of changes. We're growing and we're learning, but you guys have had growing pains. You guys have grown with us, so I appreciate you bearing with us. So I know Joseph has gotten up here a few times and talked about our business, but we've had a few people ask us, where did you come from? What made RV Ladd possible? And so that's what I'm here today, is to kind of introduce you to who the RV family is. I did have a presentation and it had really cool animation, but when it opened up here, it didn't animate. So I'm going to talk about today our family life travels. So we've learned is just enjoy the journey. We've had a lot of, behind every successful small business is a family. So if you have a business, you've got a family also at home. And that's probably one of the reasons why it launched you to become a business owner, is because you wanted to provide and do the best for your family outside of a 9-to-5. So, hello, we're the Ladds. So I'm gonna brag on Joseph a little bit. He is a problem solver. He is a huge visionary, and truly he is a kid at heart. Whenever we go out to eat, he always tells the waitress or the hostess that there's 5 children and 1 adult, and they look at us like we're so crazy. They aren't sure who the adult is and who's not. So I love him so much. He is Mr. Steady. So he's always been this way. He's been super steady. You can depend on him. He is the typical, I think he came from another era. Give me the same job, I'll work it for 30 years, I'll get my white picket fence, I'll marry my wife, I'll have a dog and I'll have children, and then I'll retire from that same job. That would be him, that is his ideal, but that's not what life has thrown at him. But he has been steady, consistent through everything. If he believes something, he's very steady, you cannot shake him. That's the reason we still live in California, is because he is steady. He is not going to be moved until there's the right opportunity. And so I truly, truly appreciate that. It's shown throughout his work projects that I intend to finish. So I have a lot of undone projects. It's just because I get so excited about things. So a little bit more about myself. Yes, you did hear that I am an author. I do write books. I write children's books. I am a co-host on a podcast for kids, and I'm also an editor for a kids magazine. So we just celebrated 1 year. It's a lot of fun. My kids love it, so that's the passion behind it. So here's the coolest kids on the block. They actually are our CEOs. Garrett is super creative. He is hand-eye coordination. He's super good at what he does. He loves going to work with Dad. He loves being able to listen to stories. He loves writing stories. But he's become such a huge asset to this business, and he has from day one. He's there and he's learning the trade, and he's been able to help on several jobs, and it's been absolutely amazing. Corbin, he has a mind that is phenomenal. He remembers everything. He currently is a Bible quizzer, and so some of you have asked, what is Bible quizzing? Faith goes hand in hand with who we are in our business, and I think that stands with a lot of our true values. Corbin's a Bible quizzer, so it's more than just memorizing the Bible. It's actually a game, and it requires dedication. It requires determination. It requires doing things when nobody else wants to, which sounds a lot like an entrepreneur. So I will talk a little bit more about that. His team took first and undefeated at finals, and then they went to nationals in July. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't able to be here. But he's phenomenal. He's got the determination. Bennett, he lives in a world of imagination, so you can only imagine the RV world has been so fun for him. He loves to lead, he loves to have fun, and he is task oriented, and so he loves helping. Give him a task on the RV and it will be spotless and clean. Caden, if he's not eating 3 helpings at every single meal, he's entertaining us with all of his unique faces, his jokes. He's so funny, he gives the best of hugs. So they are our CEOs, they manage this business, they run this business. So we are building our legacy. So we are a family, we love it, but we're creating men of character. So somebody said something today about your struggle is creating your needs. So out of a desperate struggle, birthed a beautiful story for us. So you can kind of see, I put on the board, there's different dates here. So Joseph, like I said, is a super steady man. So you can imagine if you see all of these different dates on here, these are all just a highlight of some of the jobs and different changes in his life that have happened. And so it kind of rocked his world, and it wasn't because he wasn't a good employee. He was never fired. He was just moving on to different jobs to help to make better life for us. And when it came to 2021 and we found the need that we lived in an RV and life was crazy and we couldn't find a technician, and we created this opportunity and created a business out of a need. And if you look at all of these dates, every single job that he has carried has been a benefit and has brought him to where we are. So somebody asked, how do you just go to school for 6 weeks? This is how he did. Is his entire life prepared him for 2021. So our brand promise, so what you can expect from a great lad, if you want an employee, you want dependability, you want them to communicate, you want them to be able to problem solve, you want them to be a team player, you want them to adapt in difficult situations, be able to make decisions, you want them to carry strong values, and you want them to be transparent and honest and true. That's what we want to provide with our business, but that's also what we're providing for our children. We want them to grow up to have these characteristics, and that's what we've found. And somebody said Bible quizzing, talk about it. Monica's not even here. So Bible quizzing, these are the things that pull it out, and these are the things that we're wanting to instill in them and that we are pushing for our families. So the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page. We made the leap. You guys have all made the leap. You have jumped out there just like, no? All right.
I do.
Okay. Yes.
Because you mentioned something in your infomercial. So you mentioned like offering to people who are new to the RV concept, who maybe just purchased one. Do you do like a full walkthrough? Like if they, kind of what you mentioned.
Yes.
Do you charge for that and like can do a full walkthrough to teach them
Yes, so
how
it's
to
a
use
flat
everything?
rate. It's called an educational tour, basically.
Okay.
So the worst thing you want to do is not know how to. This is the biggest problem. Is you get in an RV and you just flush the toilet. You don't understand how to work the toilet because it doesn't work like a residential toilet. It's a stinky thing, but this is the biggest problem. Is you don't know how to flush properly. So what ends up happening is your black tank has issues. Then what ends up happening is that we have to cut the underbelly. We have to drop the black tank. Well, you've already gone into thousands of dollars. But had you just paid the amount, and I don't know the pricing right now for the educational thing, the tour, but had you just taken that time to have Joseph come out and walk you through it, will save you thousands of dollars in the end. Oh, I can't run my AC in this. I have to make sure that I open this valve, or I use my water heater properly, or I have to make sure with some models there's an anoid rod. You have to be able to replace that. So knowing how to work your RV, knowing how to flush the toilet properly will save you thousands of dollars in the future. How to turn on your stove properly, how to turn off your stove properly, because that carbon monoxide can, if you don't turn it off properly or you don't have the flames working.
Building a business and raising a family, what's the key to doing that and finding a good balance?
If I have a successful business and I lose my family, what legacy do I have to leave behind? That I could run a business and that I have lots of money, but yet I have no one to give it to, or I don't have a good relationship. Your family should always come first, and yes, you do have to provide for them, but your family is so important. Spend time with your family. Get to know your clients. There's clients that we know that will allow us to bring our kids. And Joseph will say, hey, this is a family business. I'm going to be bringing my son. I need him helping me to hold an awning or to unpackage items. Are you okay with that? And most of the time, they are okay with that. They love the fact that he's spending time with them, encouraging them, giving them a trade to be experienced in. So spend time with your family. Include them in everything you do, even if you're still doing estimates. Sit them down and say, hey, look at this system, and work with them.
Let's do one-on-one.
Thanks.